This is the Metal Queens podcast where women in rock and metal take center stage. I'm Steve Richards. Today we're diving deep with one of the most powerful and emotionally charged bands in modern metal, Conquer Divide. With their new single, The Ocean Between Us, the band delivers a breathtaking mix of melancholy and euphoria, exploring what it means to be caught between two versions of your life, the one you know and the one you dream about. They've toured with heavyweights like 10 Years, The Warning, Electric Callboy, and their last album, Slow Burn, has racked up over 52 million streams worldwide. Now, with a new album on the horizon for 20, yeah, you love that, Kia, for 2026, and festival appearances at ShipRocked and Sonic Temple in 2026, Conquer Divide are gearing up for their biggest year yet. Today, we're joined by Kia. Welcome to the Metal Queens podcast.
Hi. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here.
That was
So,
really cool to hear 52 million streams.
yeah,
Okay.
that has a nice ring to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds so cool.
I'm going to start with this brand new single, The Ocean Between Us. It has such a cinematic and emotional sound, too. It feels both vast and intimate. Can you talk about what inspired the song's theme of alternate realities and what if moments?
Yeah, so I remember when we were writing it, we were kind of playing with like metaphors and like kind of like a love song sort of. And a fun fact for me of like what helped inspire me to write some of the lyrics is that I was watching Umbrella Academy season 3 at the time. Um, and I remember, not to spoil anything for people that want to watch it, but the world was ending as it does in every season of that show. And there was two characters on opposing sides that really loved each other, but weren't allowed to be together. And basically, we're watching the world kind of burning. And so that helped kind of inspire that feeling of like, what if things could be different? And I also really liked, we've used a lot of like fire metaphors in our music in the past. And I really liked the idea of playing with something that you know is bad for you, um, in a literal sense, like smoking, you know it's bad for you, but you still just are like, cigarette sounds great right now. Um, so I liked the idea of like playing with that metaphor a lot. And Kristen and I worked really closely together on this song. And I feel like we were able to like get it kind of cranked out pretty quickly because once we started feeling the metaphor and like the feeling behind it, it kind of just spilled out of us.
This track leaves the listener without a clear resolution. Was that intentional from the start to mirror real life uncertainty?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, when when we were writing and going back and forth, I was coming from more of a place of desperation. I need this thing and I can't live without it. And Kristen was helping balance out that, but I would be okay without it kind of thing. And so we intentionally kind of go back and forth between both of those emotions. And we didn't really want there to be a conclusion in the end. I feel like a lot of music sets you up with the story and then the story arc and then the conclusion at the end. And we kind of wanted to leave it open-ended because, you know, music is always subjective and like the meaning behind the songs is always subjective. So we wanted people to be able to interpret it however they want. You know, like when you're watching a movie, like Inception, for example, if you watch the movie and the top is spinning at the end and then the movie ends. So some people think he's still dreaming, some people think he's awake now, but no one really knows. And we kind of liked that idea of keeping it open to interpretation. So people can fight about it if they want to.
You work with producers Tyler Smyth and Joey Sturgis. Those guys are both known for pushing sonic boundaries. How did they help shape this song's emotional tone?
So Um, I worked with Joey really closely on this one, and when we were in the studio, he would let me sing it all the way through. The first thing we did, all the way through one take, And I did that like 3 times. And then he would go through each section and say, do you hear how this time when you sang it, it sounds kind of like you're about to cry? I want you to do that again here. But on this part, it sounds like you're holding it together. Maybe you're just a little bit angry. I want you to do that again here. I've always really loved recording with Joey because of that, because when I think I'm doing my best, he tends to kind of push me to do a little bit better. And one thing I thought was so cool that he did in this song, is that he used some of my voice and some of my background vocals, and I believe he reversed them, and then
Mm.
he added all kinds of effects to them so that it sounds like the ocean waves. So if you listen in the background and you hear the ocean waves sound, that's actually my voice that he just manipulated to sound that way, which I think is so cool. I would
Yeah.
never have been able to.
No, it really is. And the lyric video, you've got to watch this, is really cool for the ocean between us. It really enhances the mood too. How involved were you in the visual concept and direction of the lyric video?
So I wasn't like super hands-on with it. I
Mhm.
had like the input in the sense of like, oh, it's pretty static and it's just these people in this one area, but we want to see them moving through life a little bit more. Um, the thing that's tricky is that with lyric videos, it's kind of up to the people that create them, which luckily we have a great team that does that. Um, Ideally, I would have loved to film a real video for it, but it just wasn't in our budget this time around, I guess. But yeah, I got the first draft. We all looked at it and kind of talked together about what we wanted to see change. And usually I'm like the least picky out of everyone, so I'm like, maybe you change one thing, but I'm okay with whatever.
Conquer Divide sound, Akia, has evolved massively since your early melodic metalcore roots. How would you describe your musical identity today?
That's so hard because I don't know. When people ask like, "Oh, what kind of band are you in or what kind of music do you play?" I always tend to say metalcore because
Mm.
that's just what we have been. I don't know like what genre we fit into. There's so many different like boxes that you can fit into these days. I mean, I think overall we're rock, right?
Yeah.
I think that we have metal elements, but I think we also have a lot of other elements too. So it's hard to say like what genre specifically we are. Staying true to myself, I would just say like melodic metalcore. I have
Mhm.
no idea.
You've proven your versatility working with artists from Electric Callboy to Virtue. What's the key to successful collaboration for you guys?
I think like being open to ideas from both sides and being able to say, "Ooh, I like that idea. Your idea was better than mine this time." I think some people tend to want to get more credit as opposed to getting to have the best version of something. And so I think what is really helpful in those situations is being able to recognize that you're not always the best in the room. And if someone rewrites something that you write, just being like, all right, that's cool.
Mm. Mm.
And like not taking it personally. Um, yeah, I feel like we only work with artists that we love and respect, so it's easy to have that collaboration because I'm working with someone that I respect their opinion. So I'm cool to take it on the chin if they want to change something that I wrote, you know?
With Slow Burn hitting over 50 million streams, 52 million. Let's not shortchange you here. I mean, come on.
Give me
Do you,
that 2 million, please.
that's right. Do you feel, now you're in the next album cycle, do you feel more pressure or more freedom going into this next project?
I kind of feel more freedom, honestly. I I felt a lot of pressure with Slow Burn because it was so different and it had been so long. And now I think we played with some different sounds already on Slow Burn and people liked it. And I feel like that makes us all feel a little bit more empowered to like play even more. And I kind of feel like we're going to be able to push a little bit more than we did on Slow Burn, and I'm really, really excited to try some new stuff on the next album.
How do each of you contribute to shaping the band's sound? What's the balance like between the four of you and the creative process?
Um, I would say it's hard to say like where everything comes from before it gets to me. Obviously, I don't know anything about drums. That's all Sam's department.
Hmm.
Um, Usually what happens is Kristen and Izzy will come up with kind of like a shell of something. Izzy and Kristen will kind of sit in a room together and Izzy will noodle around on, and her and Kristen will bounce ideas back and forth with each other. And then once we get a good shell of that, it kind of goes over to Sam and she can add her interpretations or what kind of things she wants to add for drums. Then it comes to Kristen and I, and Kristen is the main songwriter in terms of the lyrics and the melodies. So usually what will happen is Kristen will send me like something that will have like da 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 or whatever on it. No words, just a melody. And then I'll send her a voice memo like, hey, I just thought of this. And I'll send her a voice memo of me like singing something. And then she'll send, ooh, what if you try it this way? Since we don't live near each other, it's kind of all online still. So yeah, we do lots of voice memos back and forth. And once it gets to a place of like a solid shell of a song, I'll demo it. We'll all listen to it. And before we go to the studio with it, we'll just make sure everyone's happy with like the direction that it's gone. I feel like we have a pretty good balance of adding things to the song, which is really nice. We all feel like each song is like a little bit ours for the most part.
So you're in four different cities,
Kristen and Izzy are in the same city. Yeah, but Sam and I are in different cities. So three cities total.
three total. All right. Where'd the
Yeah.
name come from? Conquer Divide. What's the story behind that?
You know, it was so long ago, and people always ask me this, and I don't even remember how we got to it. I remember we talked about like divide and conquer because we
Mhm.
were like, Izzy was still living in the UK. I was living in New York at the time. Everyone else was in Detroit, and we were talking about conquering the divide of the space between us. And so we played with a couple different things with the meaning of like the division, the separation, and all of that. And we had like a list of them, and we kind of just all were like, we can't decide. Let's just all pick one, and that's the one we
Mm.
landed on.
You're already confirmed, as I mentioned in the intro, for ShipRocked and Sonic Temple
Mhm.
2026, two dream festivals for any
Yeah.
band. How does it feel to be part of those lineups?
I'm really, really excited. So for ShipRocked, it's going to be really interesting because I've always wanted to do ShipRocked. I think it's so cool and I love the Bahamas, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Um, but the interesting thing about that is that it's not Conquer Divide doing ShipRocked. It's Kristen and I doing the Stowaways on ShipRocked. So we'll be there to hang out and watch all the other bands play. I'm kind of feeling really excited about going on a cruise and kind of doing like a little karaoke moment every night. That's really fun for me.
Mm.
Um, and as far as Sonic Temple goes, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm so excited. Like, obviously, I'm excited to be on the same stage as Electric Callboy, but I'm like, I cannot believe I'm playing on the same stage as Throne. Throne has been like it was my top band last year on my Spotify Wrapped. I'm sure it's going to be in my top five this year. I can't believe I'm going to play on the same stage as them, and I'm going to play my set, and then I can clock out and I can go in the pit. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
The whole weekend lineup looks insane. Like I was
Yeah.
looking at all the stages, and I'm like, there's not a bad lineup on any stage. Like it's so sick. I'm really excited, and I feel really, really blessed that we got this opportunity. I'm really excited. Did I
Yeah. It's
say I'm excited? I am.
just a little bit. Yeah. No, you should be. Kia, the metal and hard rock scene has seen more women taking the lead than ever. Hence this podcast, the Metal Queens podcast. How have you seen that shift evolve since you guys began?
I feel like when we first started, it was like, whoa, girls. And so it was like we got attention because we were girls. Then I think it kind of shifted to where at one point, I think I can't speak for all women in the industry, but I know a lot of the women in the industry that I know have felt kind of like this is going to be a trend and it's going to go away soon. And I feel like the longer that it sticks around, the more it feels just like it's becoming normal and it's
Yeah.
becoming like accepted. I think a lot more women in the industry are being more vocal about what it's like being a woman in the industry and like calling people out for not having safe spaces for women in the industry. So I think I mean, from 10 years ago, it's a huge change. And I think it's a big change for the better. And I can't wait to see like how much more it even keeps evolving.
Let's talk about your fans and your fan base. It's grown massively over the past few years. How do you stay connected to your listeners in between releases?
Okay, so I'm pretty active online, um, and I think most of us are. So we do try to post some meme content whenever we can. We have a Discord that we try to hop on and chat with people. And then we also do every month we do what we call live band hangs, which is when all of the band gets on Discord and we have kind of like an hour-long chat with some of our Patreon members. So yeah, I think just chatting with people in the comment sections of different posts and, sharing memes and stuff. Memes is my love language.
Mm.
So yeah.
Without giving too much away, what can fans expect from the new album coming in 2026? And do we have a date yet or a month? Can you say that yet?
We don't
Okay.
have a date yet. I I don't know what to say to like not give anything away. I think there is going to be some stuff that feels very like Conquer Divide. This feels like Conquer Divide. This feels like home. But I think there's going to be some stuff that is like, wow, they've not ever done anything like this before. There's some stuff we've done kind of in collaboration with other artists that I think we're going to be able to carry over into this. And yeah, I'm really excited for the next era. I think it's going to be really dope.
Was music big in your house? You grew up in Michigan, right?
I grew up in South Carolina, yeah,
Mm.
but I did live in Michigan for a while. And yeah, music was really big in my house. My sister and I started writing songs when I was like 7. So as you can imagine, they were not very good. Um, but yeah, my mom was always walking around the house singing. On road trips, we would play that game where someone says a word and you have to sing a song with that word in it. So I'm really good at that game, by the way, because I've had lots of practice. But yeah, music was always really big in my house. My stepdad taught me how to play guitar. He got me my first guitar. Yeah, music has always been really, really big in my life, everywhere.
I'm gonna ask you the desert island question here. I think I know the second answer to the second part. You get one album and one instrument each. What are your choices on a desert island?
One album out of all albums
Out of
in the
all
world.
albums, what would you take with you? And
How
what
long am I
instrument?
on the desert island? Forever?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I would take my guitar.
I knew it was going to be the guitar. Yeah.
Um, oh no, one album? I don't think I can do that. Can I make a mixtape
Yes. Why don't
and
we, let's
burn
do a
my own
mixtape.
CD?
Yes.
Then I'm burning a CD. Wait, but do I have a CD player?
You get one CD player with that guitar. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna burn my own CD. But now I have to pick songs for the CD. I can't do that. Okay.
Bands? How about bands?
I'll pick some bands.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna have Lord on there and
Mm,
Paramore.
yeah.
Um, ooh, I think I'm gonna have to go also definitely Throne on there. Um, Say Anything is gonna have to go on there. And I'm gonna have to add some Megan the Stallion just for the days I'm having a hard time on the island. That's 5 artists. I feel like that's okay.
Yes. Good choices. Great choices.
Thanks.
She's Kia from Conquer Divide. They have a new album coming in 2026. You can check them out at ShipRocked, Sonic Temple, and more dates to come as well. Follow them on social. Conquer Divide, proving once again there's no limit to what this band can achieve. Latest single, The Ocean Between Us, is out now everywhere where you, my friend, stream music, along with the stunning, and I mean stunning, lyric video on YouTube. And stay tuned for more from Kia and the whole band, Conquer Divide, on social media. You'll get more updates. Thank you for joining me here on the Metal
Thank
Queens
you.
podcast. I'm Steve Richards. Thanks for watching. Like it, share it, subscribe it to it, and write a review. I will talk to you again next time. Thanks for watching.